Hi everyone, Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici here. I am starting with a blank face today, and today I am actually going to be talking about my self-care favorites. I know that this is going to have a little bit of background noise in the back because we have a lot of construction on our street today, so I apologize for that at the top of this. If you are just joining me, send me a little note in the chat because I love knowing when you are with me. And if you have any questions as I'm going through some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about today, I don't know what's on my. There we go. And so I look forward to chatting with you today and also giving you some of my self care favorites. And these are things that, number one, you can use for yourself, but you can also give them as gifts. I always love when I have this kind of like basket of goodies in one. I used to get them every single Christmas from my grandmother because she always knew what kind of shampoo I would use or a conditioner, and she would always make sure I had lotion and whatever it was, like maybe getting it all together in one. And so it was kind of like this beauty basket. So this is a great gift idea if you're thinking about just taking a lot of these products that I'm going to talk about today and just putting them all in one big bundle. I love getting a big bundle of like goodies that you can just like open and be like, these are amazing. And the reason that I like it is because it's variety. And in the past few different live streams that I've done, I've been talking about experiential gifts that you can give over the holidays. And these are some that I feel like these are experiences, right? And they might be just kind of like standard, people expect to, have soap in the shower or something like that. But it does mean that they're getting things that they need. And that's another thing that I think a lot of times people just like, I'm not going to get that because she probably already bought it. And you know what? Chances are that person probably didn't buy it. And they're probably waiting until it goes on sale or waiting for an opportune moment to get to the store or whatever. So you could be swooping in there and getting them the perfect gift for the holidays. And this is why I like to talk about self-care favorites, because self-care has been a big word this year in particular, and especially in 2020 as well, because everybody's working remote, right? And so the self-care movement and taking care of yourself has been a big, big deal. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff up and down. You can see some of the things that, places where you can find me and follow me for sure. I think it's on the top left part of your screen. Hit that follow button so that you're following me on Amazon so that you get notified every time I go live. Today, I'm going to be doing some makeup first because this is part of my self-care routine. I know a lot of people are like, why would you put on makeup as self-care? But you know what? If you look good, this is my like look good, feel good moment. And I definitely want to make sure that I have some of these in there for you to take part in. So you know exactly what I do as part of my self-care routine. And so we're going to just start with a little bit here. And so I know that as I get older, I always talk about strategy here too, because I know that I have been talking about different marketing tactics and things like that on my podcast, which is called Sweet Bites with Sandra. And some of the things that I like to talk about as well on here is strategy. Because I like to talk about strategy. I like to talk about style. I like to talk about a lot of things that help you get your business forward while we are talking about different products that you might be gifting to people. So what I am using right now, what that was, that I just put on is just concealer on the bottom. So that is Revlon. And it is on your screen. It's $16.99, Revlon, and it is called Color Stay. It's a Color Stay concealer. And for me, I end up with dark circles. And a lot of times that's because, my panda eyes after makeup or something like that. But it's really just a concealer, and I really, really love it. It comes in a lot of different colors. So if you are clicking through to the product, you will see probably a whole bunch of different shades so that you're matching your skin tone, because you don't want to have the shade that's my shade. You want to have the shade that's your shade, right? So it's really important that as you're getting into your product discovery on Amazon, that you are getting things that make sense for you, or that you're getting things that have make sense for other people too. What I like to do is make sure that I can give you all of the information that I love about the products as we're talking through them. This one is a, let me click on it so that I can give you more detail. This one it says it's 2 per case. Now it seems like on the link that is there, it says it's formulated to cover imperfections and conceal blemishes and dark circles. For me, that's dark circles, right? Because I don't really break out anymore. That's not how my face operates. I just end up with really dark circles, and maybe that's because I'm staying up too late at night, working on the computer, like most of us, or because I have 2 kids, and they make me crazy. But that's okay. It's a crazy in a good way. It does do full coverage as well. It's not just like a translucent or anything. So it is meant to cover. And then also it comes in a variety of shades. So just make sure that if you're getting this, you are getting the shade that works for you or for the person that you are giving it to. Because that's really important, that you give it to the person and they are going to be using it instead of just having it sit on their shelf. It is 16/16 right now. I don't use a lot of it, so I don't feel like I have to over and over, get a whole bunch of concealer. The next thing that I'm putting on, I do want to get to it because I put it on here, is my favorite, is my NARS. So as you can see, I've already opened it. But this is and it's got my handprint on it, but this is my favorite because that is my foundation. It is Syracuse, which is my shade, but it comes in a ton of different shades. This one is $37.99. I go through this, I'm going to say every 3 months or so. I mean, for me, I don't use a ton of it, but I do go live on Facebook and Instagram and Amazon and TikTok. So I am putting makeup on quite a bit. But for self-care, this for me, it's called Sheer Glow because it's not thick. It's not cakey. It's not something that you feel like you're just like, I'm like dying and drowning in makeup. So this one is the one that I love. And it's called NARS Sheer Glow. And for me, it covers what I need it to cover, and it leaves open, room for my skin to breathe, because you don't want to feel like you are, we have masks on all day too. So, you don't want to feel like you are so unbreathable in whatever your foundation is, because that you're already covering up your face. And then to have that as well, it's just kind of like, oh my goodness, like you don't want that. So you want to be able to have something on your face that you can still feel like you are able to feel your skin, right? Because it's great to it's so funny because I'm doing this backwards. It's great to be able to have something where you feel like you have something on, but not to where you're kind of like, oh, I can't even recognize myself. Like, I feel like that's a bridge too far for me, is when you feel like and I put it on. A lot of people will do like a base coat of something. For me, I just use my foundation as my base coat. I am not a makeup artist, so this is how I do my makeup, but I have done my makeup, and most people do their own makeup. So I do this. And so that's my foundation. So that's why, and sometimes I'll go a little bit lower if I have something where I feel like my neck and my face aren't gelling together. But that's pretty much it, so that's my 2-second routine for my face, as far as getting it to a place that I think is, presentable for myself. And I know that when I do my self-care routine, makeup is part of that. And I know sometimes people don't do makeup as part of like self-care, but for me, I think that it's definitely something that helps me feel better, that like it's done, that I can be presentable and walk into a space and not feel like, oh, like, oh. But that's me. And so if you are thinking of things like that, then that's for you too. I also put this on here. Let me get it up on the screen so that you know what I'm talking about. This is the, did I pass it? No, here it is. This is the Clinique. Oh, has my fingerprints on it. You can't really see Clinique. There you go. Kind of And it is the best of, and it's got a very, very cool name. It's called the Best of Black Honey, All About Shadow Palette. And I've put this on before in one of my previous live streams here on Amazon. I'm going to show you how it looks. So it has, you can see that I've used it, right? So it has a whole bunch of different colors, but to me, these are very fall, right? With just a little accent over here with this pink, but they're kind of like those brown tones, you know, a little gold in there, a little deep purplish in the middle here, and then the dark brown, and then a little shimmer gold, and a little shimmer on the kind of mauve-y lighter brown side. But these I love. I rarely use this that comes with it. I would much rather, and I just kind of tap, tap, tap. I am no, like I said, I'm no makeup artist. I just use it for the creases to get in there. This is the darker shade that I always go in, as you can see, in that little crease, and then I go out. Like I said, I always talk about style and strategy. My strategy with doing this is to make myself not have such a long face routine, and that I can just get it in and get it done. Because maybe sometimes, like when you're working remote, you have to get on a live stream or in some sort of meeting very quickly, and it's not something that you had planned, right? So I like to do a makeup routine that is really sort of on the fly, like on the quicker side, because I'm not trying to feel like I can't get something done really quickly. So here, this is just the pink that I'm just adding a little color to the bottom here, because I love the pink, just to make sure that it is giving a little of a highlight. So that was this over here, this pink, to the bottom. And I personally like to add a little white. And that is this shade right down here at the bottom. Just a little white on that little top part, just to have like a little bit of differentiation. Now you could do that with what's it called, with some sort of white eyeliner too, which is totally fine. I always go dark with black eyeliner, and then sometimes I like to do this little gold. I will do up here, do some gold up at the top to have a little shimmer. Feel free to send me a message if you are joining me. I love chatting with you as I'm doing this. And then a little gold in the creases there. And then of course you always want to do some sort of blending so that you don't look like you've just like plastered it all over your face, and have it so that it makes sense on you. Maybe you don't want to blend. Sometimes people like it where it's really just like a stark color on their face. But I like to blend it out so that it looks like it's just there. You know, it looks like it's just, you know, chilling with some sort of real placement to it. And I have not gotten my eyebrows done, so I have lots going on here. But I absolutely love, love, love when I can do something on, and I'm going to just literally look here, right here, and do some eyeliner. I'm not trying to do anything too thick. I did not add eyeliner to this this is really difficult to do it this way, but I'm going to do it in my, which is terrible. I'm going to do it in another mirror because it's hard to do while I'm actually looking at the screen. So I'm going to do it in a different area. So let me just do it over here to the side so that you can see that it goes on, but that I'm not going to like poke myself in the eye, because that wouldn't look great, especially with eyeliner. I hope you're having a really good day today. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. I love Saturdays just because you get to get up and feel like, do what you want to do. All right. If you haven't had a chance to see some of the other live streams, they're still up. I have specific ones. Well, that's better because it's not all over my face. So I have some specific ones that are gifts for him and gifts for her. And a lot of times those can cross over as well to, if you're doing things for colleagues or, things like that, if it's a gift card, some of those couples gifts, obviously they're definitely not just for her or not all just for him, but you can certainly go back to some of the live streams that I have in the last 2 weeks, gifts for her, gifts for him. If you're looking for holiday gifts that are more specific to not just beauty gifts. And these ones today or last week, I did a whole thing. I put a mask on. You should watch that. I put a mask on and it's Glam Glow Youth Mud. I did that last week. That was a hoot. And ooh, see, she's coming alive. Yeah, so I did a mask last week. So you should definitely check that out because it looks so funny. But thank you for sticking around with me while I did that. The other thing I wanted to add is this NARS is on here as well. It's a NARS blush powder, and it's one of my favorites. This one is called Orgasm. Super pretty, super pink, beautiful. I don't know if you can see, there's a little shimmer in there too, but I really love it. It's really, really pretty. And to me, it does that kind of like not super over the top kind of blush, but it gives you kind of just the amount that you need. A lot of people like a little rosy cheek. Like to me, it's kind of like boom, and you feel like, whew, like you look alive, So that's the NARS. I love it. I use it sometimes also as an eyeshadow, but it's really, really pretty. It's $45.94 that you can see on your screen, but I love it. I love it so much. I use it not just as a blush, but as an eyeshadow. And I always feel like you can always change the rules with makeup. Like you can use it and do what you want. With cleansers and things like that, I would get a little bit more hesitant. But with makeup, if it's a blush, I'm using it for an eyeshadow too, if I wanted to go like pink on my eyes. So this is the blush that I have on right now that you can see. This is the NARS. It's called Orgasm, and it's really, really pretty. The other one that I have on here that I'm going to do right now, sorry, I'm lost in here, is the lip pencil. So this is the MAC Cherry Pencil. You can see the red, the color right there. It's called Cherry. And that's the one that I use all the time on my lips. And I'm going to do it over here so that I don't look kind of crazy as I talk. All right. And I combine the two. A lot of times you'll like to stick with the same manufacturer. To me, if you find colors that go well together and they're by two different brands and you love brands, go for it. So this is what's on your screen right now. It's $19.99. This is the Cherry MAC lip liner. And then I combine it with this, which is Dragon Girl. And you can see I've shaved it down so much. Dragon Girl by NARS. You can see the NARS right there. And I absolutely love it. It's a lip pencil. And I think to me, it's kind of like my signature color. I have a few other ones. I need to shave this down a little bit more so that I'm not scratching my lips here. Where is it? Here it is with my this is my old school sharpener. because it's a pencil. So you sharpen it, right? So you sharpen your little pencil and voila, we have more to love. All right, so this one, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. And you can see there. So that is one that I absolutely love. Okay, crease. Let's see. My lips are a little uneven. It's a little better. I think I'm a little crooked. A little crooked today. But anyway, so you've got the gist. But I really like it. I feel like I might have not put enough pencil on the top to make it, but that's good. All right. So when I talk about self-care, I'm always about, make it work for you. Make it something that if you feel good, if you look good and you feel good, then you are doing what you can do to make it even better. So to me, I always feel like the last thing is, and that these are not on Amazon, but add a little something, add a little shine to your day. For me, I'm just going to add some earrings and then I feel complete. So moving on. That's the velvet matte lip that I absolutely love to the moon and back. This one is $11.90 and it's a pencil. So you sharpen it. It's a pencil. Really easy, but I love NARS. You will notice on my page, there will be some NARS. Like I said, there's also what is on my cheeks, which is the NARS blush powder, which is the Orgasm. And then also the lip liner, which is MAC, which is $19.32 right now. But I absolutely love lip liner. So definitely check out the lip liner. And then also, what I did on my eyes today is the Best of Black Honey. It's the Clinique palette. Love the Clinique palette. I have used this for a long time. It's $49.99, but it has so many colors in it that you can just kind of, you can go dark, you can go light, you can go a little glam with a little shimmer. I really like it. And then I started off with the Revlon Color Stay, which was under here. And as you can see, I put on the NARS foundation right after that. And so I don't have as many, at least to me, I don't show up with the dark circles under my eyes, right? And I think that that's something that a lot of people struggle with, and I'm trying to find it here, the NARS Sheer Glow. So the NARS Sheer Glow is $37.99. But for me, it's been one of those game changers when you look for foundation that is going to work for you, right? You look for foundation that is going to make you feel like, boom, like that's the one. And for me, that's the one that I found that was really cool. I'm going to move on to a few other things that I've put on my list. I'm going to snag them really quick. So hold on. So this one that is on the screen right now, and forgive me because I don't know how to say this brand name. Baimei. It's a bath sponge, but this is it. And I got this recently, and it came in like this freeze-dried packet like this. It was like fully like flattened out, and you run it underwater and it goes right there, and it turns out like this. This is super soft, but it does the job, right? So if you're looking for self-care, this is it. This is self-care, because I always love a good sponge, and sometimes you gotta get new sponges all the time because they break or you rip them or something like that. But it has a little handle so that you can put it on your little thing in the shower. It comes in a 2-pack. It comes with the pink and the gray, but I really love it, and it does the job. Scrub you in the shower, get it done, and it's not going to be super coarse on you. And I think that a lot of times when things are really coarse, it doesn't make the shower experience that enjoyable, right? So this is a body scrubber. It's $7.99 right now. It comes in a 2-pack, and it was super fun because as you get it, it comes super flat and then it goes, and so you feel like you have a little bit of a playtime too. So that's one. The other that I put on here that I know is just kind of like a standard, but I got it recently because when you run out of them, it's not a good time. And that's Q-tips. I put this on here because if you are taking care of yourself, that means that you have the tools to do it. And Q-tips for me are it. It is like, if I don't have this after a shower to go in my ear, like, I don't know what the business is happening. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with myself. So Q-tips right now, it looks like, let me try to find the price on here. This one is 300 count. It's a 2-pack. And to get the price, it looks like there's a lot of different options that start at like $8.53. And then it kind of just ranges depending on what you're adding to your list as far as your buying options when you click through on the link right now to Amazon. But I am a fan of Q-tips because you know what? I've bought off-brand products like this. I've bought other Q-tip-like products and I don't like them. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the material or if it's the actual holding piece that you use. I don't know what it is, but I love my Q-tips, and I hope that you do too, because if you're really serious into self-care, like, you're going to think about these things. Like, this is a great thing. Like I said at the beginning, if you're thinking about like putting together a huge like little basket of goodies for someone, this is it, because there's so many products that I think are the refillables, right? The toilet papers and the paper towels and the Q-tips. And you don't really want to give people toilet paper and paper towels, right? I mean, maybe, but as far as Christmas gifts, if you're thinking about self-care, like, you could package Q-tips and people would be like, oh, I needed those Q-tips, right? I don't know. It's like, maybe it's me, but I love me some Q-tips. Okay. So those are on my list for self-care. If you haven't had a chance to get your own set of Q-tips, this could be a gift for yourself too, because I love some Q-tips. All right. So I'm not going to harp on about the benefits of Q-tips. You probably know what Q-tips are for and how they can help you. Now, this next one, this is a different kind of self-care. So I put this up on the screen, and it is called Shaw Phone Holder Bed Gooseneck. I'm going to click on it so I give you more of what it's called. Bed Gooseneck Mount. And I'm going to show you if I can swivel this over so that you can see. You're going to see my mess of a house here. But if I can get this in the screen, where's my camera? Oh, here we go. Let me put this here. So having to swivel this over so you can see. Oh, here. All right. So this is, let me flip this. Is it flip? Either way, you don't need to see this, the actual camera, but the actual gooseneck of it. This is what is on your screen. So it swivels and you can change it, but it's hooked on to the side of my desk here. And if you have a phone, right, you put your phone in here. So if you have a phone, you put it in here, your camera, right? If you're doing something online, if you're an influencer, or you are trying to figure out how to get something at an angle, right? I just detached it from the thing, but I'm going to try to show you how this works, right? So it attaches, boom, right? And it's a gooseneck. If you see this, you can angle it to be however you want it to be. So I have this on the side of my desk, and I use this in this example of being for self-care, because if you're an influencer, if you do something online, if you have any sort of business where you, I know it's down the wrong way, but if you do anything that you are trying to have multiple phones film you for any sort of like Facebook Live, TikTok Live, Instagram Live, and you want to have multiple things going on, this is your good go-to, right? If you are trying to be stationary, right? I put it here on my desk I don't know if you can see this. Let me try to show you a little bit better. You see, this is how it's hooked up. I took all this makeup out to do makeup for you. This is how it's hooked up right here on the side of my desk. And it just unscrews right here so that you can put it onto, you can see this, as it gets up and up and up. And then you can position it onto whatever it is that you're clamping it to. And then you just screw it down to tighten it to the actual whatever it is that you're clamping it to. And then you can just position it however you want, right? Because of this mechanism of this gooseneck, right? And then right behind here, you can see it has this little thing that, you know, it can tighten it or whatever, but it also swivels this way, if you can see. So this is, for me, this is self-care. Because if you can make your life easier, if you're online like I am, and you can make your life even easier by having something like this in your life, that makes you have to do less, right? You're doing less. And so it makes it so much easier for you to be able to get things done. And it's only $12.99. So that's like a deal and a half. If you have never had a chance to check out one of these items, this is the way to go. And I'm going to try to get back into the live stream so that I can be on this product page too with you. So that's one of the things that I think is super cool for yourself or as a gift for Christmas, because a lot of times people don't have their favorite, you know, I have a ring light as well. But I have a ring light that has a holder in it. But then I also have this gooseneck one because let's say I'm live streaming off of my Mac computer right now, right? And then I have the products on my iPhone because I'm on the app for Amazon on my iPhone. And then I have an Android phone over here on my gooseneck holder, right? So I can be 3 different places at one time. And if I really wanted to, I could have the iPad out, right? But if you're thinking about self-care, if you have all of these things going on in your life like I do, and you want to have a lot of different places that you're trying to live stream to and be hands-free and be able to just do what you do, that to me is self-care. That to me is giving yourself the ability to go, I got this, right? Instead of feeling like, oh, I need to hold it and I'm stressed out. Like that's not good self-care to me. So I wanted to put this in here so that you could see this particular product. Now, moving on. So we've covered a few different things. This is something that I think is super, super cute. And it's just because I got it and it was for me. It made me feel like, okay. So this is it glows, right? It's a pink neon. I'm going to click through to it. Neon love light. Okay. It says love on it. Okay, it's battery operated. So let me pull this out. It has a little cord. I have it in my drawer here because I'm up super late at night because I have kids and I get a lot of work done when they're sleeping. So this one it's battery, but it also has USB. Okay, so I was thinking if I'm up late at night, I want to have something that is fun, is kind of like, retro, but also gives you a little bit of fun flair. So this says love, and you can plug it into your computer, or you can turn it on with this little thing here. So let me turn down my screen light so that you can see it a little bit better. So isn't that fun? Okay, so it's got these 2 little hooks, right here and right here. So you could put it on the wall if you really wanted to. That's so much fun. But I was like, if I'm going to be up late at night, And I want something just a little light, to happen. So I got this neon love light so that I'm thinking, love is in the air while I'm, working late at night, but also that this is super fun. This is super fun. And so if you're thinking that you might have a loved one or someone who is, up or loves neon or loves glow or loves lights like this is super fun. It's only $8.49 right now. So I bought it because it was like a small version of neon light if you just wanted like a little touch of neon. But this was so much fun and I absolutely love it. No pun intended. But this neon light, oh my goodness, this was my self-care, right? This was my self-care so that I could be up late at night and feel like, I had a little ambiance, right? So I'm going to turn it off, but it's got a long cord. So you can see it's super long cord, but you can plug it in to your USB or you can do battery operated. I don't think batteries come with it, but it's only three AA batteries. So super easy, but I really, really love it. All right, now going on to other self-care items that I really love. I have this pack of Kleenex. Now I know, super simple, but a lot of people don't have the travel packs and we are traveling now, right? People are getting back on airplanes and stuff. So this is one of them. They come in like, here's two more. It's this packet and it's got these kind of fun little designs on them. And I love it. $25 for is the one that I have on your list here. But it is a 10 count pack of 24. And so when you get it, a lot of times people forget, like, we're about to be in flu season. Like, hello, COVID, but hello, flu, right? So a lot of people are going to be in flu season and traveling. And this to me is the ultimate self-care, is for you to be like, okay, I got you, right? I got you. I have Kleenex upon Kleenex upon Kleenex in my bag. And this is a lifesaver for many, many people. And it just opens like this. It's got a little glue stick here that is, you've got both sides and then you just glue it right back. Boom. And it's sealed, right? Love it. I love me some Kleenex. If you have not had a chance to think about the fact that we're about to be in the winter season, or if you wanted to put together, like I said, a cute little gift basket for someone who wants some self-care items, this is another one that is really great. Because a lot of times people are like, I don't need any Kleenex, or, that's okay. And then the moment they need a Kleenex, they're like, does anybody have, right. So now you can be the person who's giving this gift. I love this. This is the one that I have. I've already used one of them, but it comes in, it comes already packaged like that. And I really love it. That one's $25.95. And I think it's a great, great gift. The other one that I was hesitant to put on my list today, but I was like, you know what? I have this in my house and I think everybody should. And if you are thinking really, really long and hard about self-care, I put this Johnson & Johnson first aid kit and I love it. I put this on here and you can see this is mine. I put this on here because if you're thinking about taking care of yourself, then you might get injured along the way. And if you don't have the supplies that you need to take care of yourself, this is the best thing that you can get. It is so all in one. Okay, so this comes, and I'm just going to read off a little bit that's in here. All-purpose first aid kit. Use at home, on the go, or outdoors. But I'm going to read to you what's exactly in this kit. Okay, so this is plastic, right? So it's coming in a plastic case, but it has tons of stuff. Adhesive bandages, antiseptic wipes, burn cream, eye pads, finger splints, first aid guide, first aid tape, gauze pads, instant cold pack, Motrin, safety pins, St. Joseph. It has tweezers. It has Tylenol. I mean, if you're thinking about taking care of yourself and you haven't bought an actual first aid kit for your house or for the trunk of your car, then honey, This is for you. This was the moment you were supposed to see on Amazon today. Or if you're following on YouTube, because I'm streaming live on YouTube too. If you haven't had a chance, you know how I talk about style and strategy? This is strategic. Put this strategically either in the trunk of your car or in your bathroom, because you never know. And I know a lot of times people are like, oh, I never stubbed my toe. I never cut my leg. What? You know what? You know how many times I've just randomly cut my leg shaving? Okay. And you need a Band-Aid. Okay. This is your lifesaver. And if you don't think about self-care in this term, you better start getting on the gravy train because this is how I think about self-care. So add this to your list. If you haven't had a chance, or to your cart, if you haven't had a chance to look at some of these items and think, wow, that would be a great gift to give some, you never know how many people in your life don't have a first aid kit. There's so many people. And that's the thing that I think about is like self-care is you got to think about like these emergency situations too. Not just like, hey, I'm at a spa and I'm taking care of myself. It's like, no, I'm taking care of that horrible cut that is on my finger because I was cooking in the kitchen and I wasn't paying attention or whatever it might be. Think about self-care in a lot of different ways and you will come up with the most amazing things to either give yourself or give your loved ones. All right. So next, I want to talk about something that is one of my all-time favorites. Okay, it looks like this for me because I got it when it was Christmas, and I got like a 4-pack of it, but this is Victoria's Secret. It's called Pure Seduction. So self-care, again, like I said, if you wanted to give this as a gift, it is really great. On the screen, it has a little bit of a brand new packaging. So don't be confused. It is still the same Pure Seduction. This one on the screen is pink. The one I have is red, but it is fragranced body lotion. And it is one of my favorites of all time. I know a lot of people go to Victoria's Secret for stuff. They go to like Bath and Body Works for like scented lotions and perfumes and stuff. This one you can find on Amazon. Yes, you can find it on Amazon because Victoria's Secret has an actual shop on Amazon. So I would suggest putting this into your cart. If it's not for you, it can be for somebody else. But I've never been an actual like super big on like, I love perfumes and stuff like that, but I don't like wearing perfumes every day because I feel like I get big headaches if I smell too much perfume or cologne. But for me, this one, you can see, let me put it up here on the screen so I know that you can see. So this one, it's kind of, it's white, but I don't like to not have enough on. Let's put it that way. So like I will do it as like a hand cream. I'm not a big person to like lather like all over your body because then for me it's overwhelming for any perfume or any sort of body lotion. But I do love to have it as like a hand lotion. And I think a lot of times these days we are washing our hands all the time, right? We are washing our hands day and night because, you want to make sure that you are following the precautions for what's happening right now with the pandemic. But if you are washing your hands, then chances are your hands are dry and you might need a little bit of some sort of lotion to help you with that. And this is my all-time favorite. It is $17.64 right now on Amazon. So I suggest adding it to your cart because this is a great gift too. It's pink on the one that is listed on the list, but it is the same fragrance for the body lotion. I love it. Next on my list, because we're talking about self-care, is I love, when I find something that actually I can dig. So I put a Thigh Master on there. I have my own. This one, and it is travel size. It's not like the bigger version, but this is the Thigh Master that I have. And I'm going to back up this computer here so maybe you can see. I have to back it up a lot so that you can see this in action. All right, but if you are, no, I guess you can't see. I have to put it really low. If you are using this, you would put it, I'm going to stand up here for a second to back up a little bit. You would have this and you would put it in between. Gosh, I really can't back up this too far. All right. We'll go here. So you would put this in between your legs like this, and then you would go here like this. And you would get your thighs going, right? So if you have a friend who needs some self-care love, I would recommend a mini thigh master, right? Because why not? That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So if you've had a chance to use a thigh master before, you know that the burn is real. The burn is real. So let me pull this back. That's my first doing a thigh master on a live stream. I tell you, I love you, Amazon. I love you, everyone who is watching. I love you. So this one on the screen is only $10.69. Hello, right? You can use it for your arms too, right? I know that they do some where you can do a lot of different exercises that come with it. So I would suggest, if you know anyone who is looking for just a small little, you can use it up here to do your arms in addition to being a thigh master, right? But it's the mini version. So I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So this is on my list for you to get because it really does work. All right, next up, because we're on this particular tip. This is the Balance Form Go Yoga. And the reason I put it on here is, number one, it's pink and I love it. This one is a thicker version of what I have. I have this one, which is a little bit thinner, but I wanted to showcase the one that is here because I found this one on Amazon, and it's thicker. And I wanted people to know that, like, there are the thin versions. This is the thin version that I have. But I wanted people to look at it because sometimes for self-care, you need a little bit thicker yoga mat, right? Because you're a little, like, for me, I don't want to be super on the ground to be doing my sit-ups. But if you have the thicker version, which is what I put on the list, it's $28.38, but it has a carrying aspect to it. So if you see me right now, like it's open, it's flowy, but the one on the list has a carrying option. And I love that about this particular one. That's why I put it on the list, is because it's thicker. And for me, I don't like being super close to the ground doing all those exercises. I want a little bit of the thickness. So that's why I put it on there. I haven't tried out that specific version of the product, but I was looking at the specifics of it. And so I'm recommending it, number one, because of the thickness, and number two, because of the actual handle option for the carrying. And the carrying strap, I think, is like the seller of this particular item, because how many times have you been like, okay, I'm going to walk home with my yoga mat, and it's just like falling all over the place. If you don't have a carrier or some sort of like baggie or something, but you don't want it to like sweat on itself, you want it to be able to like breathe a little. So that's why I like this particular one. So I added it to my list. If you're still thinking about gifts that are self-care gifts, this is a good one to give as well. And then I added as my next one, this, which is something that I have used, my husband has used. If you see on the side, it says Go Fit. And this is a roller ball, right? So you would get down on the ground, right? And you would roll out those muscles, This is solid, right? A lot of people are like, I can't get on it, it's not going to support me. No, it's there for you. And so it is $28.40. I suggest this for you and for anybody that you're trying to give a gift to. So there's plenty of times when you are thinking about, your muscles after you work out, and how you might, it's a pre and post workout muscle reliever. So you would sit on it, you would roll out your thighs, your calves, maybe even your butt or your back. There's so many uses to this one. And it's really for the muscle recovery aspect of things. And me as a former professional dancer, I can attest to needing something like this, even if you are not physically active. But you can see that it's substantial, right? And you would roll, you can find exercises online that you can do for yourself, but I recommend for your butt, your thighs, your calves. That's really the main area that I use this for. And I think that it's a great gift because a lot of people don't have that in their house. And if they are doing any kind of exercising, maybe they bought a Peloton, right, this year or something like that. They're not doing that like aftercare. And I think that when you're thinking about your self-care routine, you have to think about the after. Like, I know a lot of people will go running and not stretch after, right? Or they will be super gung-ho about getting into shape, but not drink water, right? Like all of those things. It's really important that if you're thinking about either number one, yourself and getting into shape, that you think about the pre and the post work that has to be done. And that, like I said, I always come back to strategy. Like, what are your goals? What are you trying to get out of it? And what I think about when I think about number one, the rolling out, is that you're preparing yourself. You're like giving yourself an opportunity to not get injured, right? It's that like pre work that you have to do so that you don't get injured as much. And then the post, which is, that's the feel good moment. You just worked your heart out and now you're going to actually, reap a little bit of the benefits from that. So I encourage you to jump on that gravy train as well. All right. So I put on here, this one looks a little bit different than the one I have, but I rarely use it because it is very strong. So I'm going to preface this next one as being something for people who necessarily, that you must, I would say, have extreme dandruff. Because when I use this is the bottle that I have. It's Redken Scalp Relief Dandruff Control. And now the one that I found on Amazon, which is the same product, it's just in like it's like a squirt tube, right? Instead of the actual bottle like this. But this one is for extreme relief of dandruff control. For me, I went through a phase when I was pregnant where my hair, like my scalp was extremely like flaky. And I used this. I actually went over to Ulta and I couldn't find anything. And now I was like, oh my God, I was so relieved because I found this on Amazon. So now you don't even have to go to a store to find it. It's right there on Amazon for you in my list. If you have someone in your family or it's you that has some sort of, dandruff control that you need to have relief for, this is one of my go-tos. Sometimes on a more of a regular basis, I use a Neutrogena kind of dandruff control for my hair. But every once in a while, I will use this one. And so if you know somebody who's had a hard time, maybe you've tried some Head and Shoulders or you've tried some other stuff and it's not really worked for you, this one, the Redken Scalp Relief Dandruff Control Shampoo, is one I would recommend. But I also have that little caveat that you need to have like a need to have to have dandruff control, right? The other one, that one's $23, and I think it's well worth the money. The other one is called Kenra, and it's like an alternative to this. I would say that one's another one if you're having some sort of dandruff control that you need really like some good relief for. Kenra is another one that I would recommend. And I have looked far and wide for dandruff control products. Because it really just kind of hit me when I was pregnant that was like, oh, all of a sudden, like my scalp was really dry. And it wasn't really taking to what I usually did as far as like my shampoo conditioner routine. Right. And so the Kenra one is $16.99. It is also listed as an Amazon choice. It's a dandruff shampoo. And then you can also get it either in like a 1-pack or a 2-pack. And the 2-pack is $28.88. So I would recommend either one of those if you are having any sort of dandruff control issues. those are the two that I have kind of limited it down to, but I also have the caveat that you need to have dandruff issues. This is not just like, hey, my regular shampoo. This is like, I need my relief from, either itchy scalp or like extreme flaking, stuff like that. But I really, really was extremely excited that I found it on Amazon because I looked high and low for something that was going to work for me. And so I'm excited that that is on there. So Kenra is the one that I just talked about, but Redken is the one that I showed you. Both of them are going to do the job. Now, we're still on self-care because hair care, face care, we're going to talk about this one, which is the Neutrogena Fresh Foaming Cleanser. And I love this one. I know a lot of people have their own preferences, so do what actually works for you and your skincare. But I love this one. I've loved it for a long time, used it for a long time, and it is in the list as well. When you click through to it, it will ask you to see all the buying options so that you can know exactly how much it is. The one that I put in here, it comes in a 2-pack. But basically, it's Neutrogena Fresh Foaming Facial Cleanser and it makeup remover with it's alcohol free, and it's kind of a daily moisturizing wash, right? So if you are trying to look for one that you don't know if it's going to work for you, this is the one that I use. So I recommend it because I use it, but I always say with a caveat with anything skincare related, just do what works for you. Right? If you try it and it doesn't work, then try something else because I don't want anyone to have any sort of breakouts or anything like that. Like I said, I'm not a dermatologist, but I do love it. And I've used it for years and years and years and years and years. So I could say I do love it. The other thing I wanted to talk about, because we were talking about some equipment-based self-care. So let me grab these because these ones are called push-up handles. Okay. All right. So if you haven't had a chance to figure out the perfect push-up, this one is called the perfect push-up, but it's on your screen. These are push-up handles that are similar to the ones I have. They are $27.99. You can see them, right? And you put these on the ground and you do push-ups. I am not going to be demonstrating this for you. These are actually my husband's, but you put them on the ground and you do your push-ups there. It gives you stability, but it also makes you work really hard. So you're getting really good at push-ups by using these. So these are the push-up, what are they called? Push-up handles that you can see on the screen. But they do the job. They do the job. So if you are looking to give somebody a gift that is, going to get them a little bit more into shape, I would say that's a perfect one. It has, obviously, it's for either travel or at home, so if you're looking for something that's portable, this is super good. If you're looking for something to add to your home gym, it's also something that's really great. So that's another one that is kind of, helping you be better, right? Helping you stay in your self-care routine. And so I'm just going to, I think I covered all of my lists today. I'm just going to do a really quick recap. All right. For anyone who missed the beginning, I did not have any makeup on. So we started out with makeup today. So if you want to go back, you can see the application of that makeup to see the before and the after if you are so inclined. The one thing that I do want you to do, if you haven't typed a message in the chat, feel free to say hi in the chat. I love talking to you. And also hit the follow button on the top of your screen. I think it's on the top left-hand side. Follow my profile here on Amazon so that you get notified when I go live and we talk about all of this great stuff that is in my list. So let me just do a quick recap. I talked about Q-tips being one of my all-time favorites. And then also the sponge. I think I've put things away right now, so they're not right here that I can show you. For your bath needs, your scrubbing needs in the shower, that's amazing. NARS, the Sheer Glow. This is the Sheer Glow that I have on right now. One of my favorites. It's my daily foundation. I also talked about the Shaw phone holder that is kind of like this wrangularable It's not even a word. You can maneuver it so that you can have it as a holder, and it's only $12.99. I love it because you can do multiple live streams. The Love, this one, the Love neon sign. If you missed it earlier, I love, love, love it because it's battery um, or USB operated, but it gives you ambiance. Like me, I'm up late at night, and so I need a little ambiance while I'm working. Kleenex packs. These are definite self-care items. If you know about it, flu season is coming. We are already mid-COVID right now, so get some Kleenex in your backpack at your house. The Johnson & Johnson, the first aid kit, that is the ultimate self-care, is to make sure that if you have any sort of injury that you are taking care of yourself. Put one in your car, put one in your house. The Victoria's Secret, did I put that away? No, the Victoria's Secret Pure Seduction. You know, when people hear that song and they're like, bring the bass back, right? Pure seduction, right? This is it for me. I love the Victoria's Secret. It's pink now. The packaging is pink. It's $17.64, but it's a great gift for yourself or for anybody else. I have it on my hands right now. Oh, it smells so good. I just like the name too. All right. I already talked about this one. The Mini Thigh Master. I love it. For your arms, for your thighs. I love it. Let's see, that one's only $10.69, so that's a great value. The Balance from Go Yoga, which is the it's $28.38. It's the yoga mat with the actual carrying holder, which I think is great. The Go Fit foam roller, which is great for the pre and the post workout. So don't neglect yourself pre or post. The Scalp Relief, which I think is one of the things, if you know that you are struggling with that, like I did, and sometimes still have to go to, get it done. Take care of it. Because if you have any sort of self-confidence issue about having some sort of dandruff, that is my go-to. If you're looking for something that is you have not found something that works for you, this is the one that worked for me. The Redken Scalp Relief. Or I also have this other one on here called Kenra. It also works. That's the one that I used, and that one's $16.99. The Neutrogena Fresh Foaming Cleanser. This is one that I've used for years, and it's the one that I love on a daily as far as washing your face. The push-up handles that I just showed you to get you some upper body strength. Oh my goodness. Those are also great gifts as well. And then I'm going to talk about some of the products that we talked about at the very beginning, which is the NARS, the NARS blush, which is this one. And it's called Orgasm. I love it. It's like a shimmery pink, but it doesn't go too crazy, right? It doesn't go too crazy on your face. The NARS Velvet Matte. This is the, you can see it here. It's a pencil, but it's the Dragon Girl, which is what I have on right now, which I absolutely love. And that one's $11.90. And then the MAC Cherry Lip Pencil. That you can see there, which is the cherry color. And that one's $19.32. The Best of Black Honey, which is the Clinique palette that I talked about earlier. This one is what I have on right now, but you can do so much with these colors. I don't know if you can see those. Yes, I absolutely love these colors. That one's $49.99, but I love it. And then the Revlon Color Stay, which was covering up my dark circles, and I think it does a great job. That one's $16.99. So that's all of what I've talked about today on the live stream, talking about my favorites for self-care. And what I talked about at the beginning and a little bit throughout is having a strategy for your own self-care, but also being able to give a gift. If you're thinking about giving gifts for Christmas, these are all bundleable, right? You can take, the Q-tips and the concealer and the, and maybe the eyeshadow palette. You can put in the foaming soap for your face wash. You can do all of those things and like make it a fun little gift. Maybe some Kleenex, put it into a fun little gift and have that be like a self-care package, right? And I think the care package has to come back. I think that we need to start sending more care packages to people, calling people and checking up on them and be like, how are you? Because we are still in the pandemic, and we are still in the middle of this like time, right? And I think that these are really good gifts for anybody else or for you. Because I always say that. I'm always like, you might come on here and be like, yeah, I'm buying things for other people, but you know what? Add it to your own cart. Buy 2 of them. Because that's what my mom actually said yesterday. She's like, because she had 2 daughters, me and my sister. And she's like, I'm always growing up when you were kids, I always bought 2 of everything. I always bought 2 of everything. And I'm like, I'm doing the same thing now because I have 2 daughters too. So I'm now starting to buy 2 of everything. And the reason is because you get one daughter one thing, and then the other daughter wants the thing that the first daughter has, right? Instead of, I was buying like one of one and one of the other, and then, hey, you guys get to pick. And it was like they both wanted the same thing. So now it's 2 of everything. So don't neglect yourself. If you want to, buy 2 of everything. Because that's sometimes, if you're thinking about the Kleenex, you might use 2 of everything. If you think about the Q-tips or even the face wash or something like that, something that is you're constantly using, you might need 2 of that. But of like some of the other stuff, you probably don't, like the actual Thigh Master or something like that. You can just buy one. But I do love it when you think about it as a gift for you or a gift for somebody else. You can use any of these in both regards. So like that. I always ask you to follow me on Amazon. So click the button so that you're following me on Amazon. Share this with a friend so that if they need inspiration or gifts for themselves or somebody else, that they can see this as well. And then also, as you can see on my screen, you can follow me on all of the social profiles at College of Style, which is my business. Either on TikTok, I do live streams on TikTok every Sunday morning. We talk about social strategy and marketing for your business. And also just visit collegeofstyle.com. You can schedule a brand audit with me. If you just send me a DM and I'll send you the link. And I hope that you have a really great rest of your Saturday. I'm going to put the links up so that you can see where you can find me as well. Make sure that you come back next Saturday because we're going to be doing so many more of these. I love talking with you on live stream on Amazon and getting to know what your fun preferences are just shopping live. All right. Take care.